Right, good morning everybody. Welcome once again to the round 3 of South Africa's premier motocross championship, the TRP Prepsol South African National Motocross Championship here in Cape Town, Zone 7. It is one that is going to, I think, light up the whole place today. We've just witnessed practice. We've seen some of the top riders within half a second of each other, right from the front all the way through to the back. People, if you're going to sit and watch this, you're going to sit and watch this one with interest. It is going to be brilliant. So, welcome to one and all. I'm pretty sure everybody's going to enjoy themselves. Let's have a blast.
With the tour arriving down at Cape Town, it has been a wild season so far. Teratopia opening up shop a couple of months back. Then a month ago, wild conditions. Mud surfing down at Pietermaritzburg and down at Zone 7, Cape Town. Sublime conditions for the sand specialists to come out and get the job done. Trey Cox, straight off his whirlwind tour of Europe, was back on the gates, as well as former champion Duro and reigning champion Grundy. Out of the gate, it was the top 2 factory Red Bull KTM riders that ran clear air, with Slade Smith just outside of those big numbers in a number 3 spot. But it was Cox who was large and in charge off the front, running the numbers with Duro and Smith. Those were the class of the field coming out of the early laps of heat number 1 of the stacked gate of the MX2s. Cox was looking absolutely sublime, but it was going to be a question to see if he could survive the day after just arriving a couple of days previous from racing in Europe. Duro, good gate, happy enough to run the early pace in a number 2 spot, as long as he could stay ahead of the charging Yammies and Huskies. That was Smith, Proctor, and the reigning champion Grundy just ahead of Valsecchi, with a whole pile of the Yammies doing the chase down outside of the magical top 5. Cox was looking so good. In fact, the top 2 KTM starting to extend away and leaving the rest of the riders to dice things out. Tristan Duro was having his hands full of a now fully fit and healthy Barrington Smith. Barrington Smith lost a pile of points at the previous round, with a health scare dropping him out of contention for the championship. Out front though, the top 2 KTM riders were going back and forth as Duro started to make some inroads to get up onto the back wheel of Cox, using the lap traffic to find a little bit of margin. But as soon as he found clear air once again, it was Cox that went on to take the first checkers of the day. Punched the air in style as he hammered the field, feeling very much in form this season. Heat number 2 was going to be wild and crazy as always, to see who was going to get the clear air. The KTMs so good off the gate. 2 teammates running the numbers. A slightly different order this time though, with Cam Duro able to see a little bit of clear air, with Cox looking for the overall in second and Slade Smith in the number 3 spot, and also a much better gate this time around for Proctor. But the top 3 riders, as they were in heat number 1, same situation for heat number 2, but it was Duro that ran the numbers. That left Trey Cox having to battle with Smith. They were eyeballing each other in the early laps, and that gave a good advantage to Duro, allowing a little bit of clear air and some weight off his shoulders as the second place battle cost the riders time. Slade Smith did get around and ahead of Cox and started to set sail and get onto the back wheel of Duro. It didn't take long until the Yamaha rider was up there, able to battle and then challenge and eventually get clear air and run away. Duro was able to rally a little bit though, got himself back into contention. While that was happening though, third place, Cox had a little fall over, allowing Proctor to come through for number 3 spot, and that was going to change things up in the overalls. Out front though, Slade Smith on the Ridgeway Racing Yamaha was looking much better than he was in heat number 1, definitely finding a little bit of groove there and enjoying his time. Ashton Martin was making his way back into big fights, but at the flag, it was Smith that ran the numbers, and that would change things up in the overall. Cox did go 1-3, that gave him the overall for the day. Smith a 4 and a 1 got him into second place, and Duro third.
Yeah, it's been good. Since Maritzburg, I won the overall there, and then I've been in Europe the whole time I've been away. I've raced every weekend, and then came to Cape Town. I landed on Tuesday, drove Thursday, so it's been a busy 5 weeks, but yeah, I was happy with my weekend. I was pretty much fastest the whole day. P1 time practice, and then first motor I whole shot it, and then I just rode my laps. Cameron was right on me the whole motor, but I managed to just keep the pressure off me and just ride how I do, and then Second moto was a bit disappointing. I didn't get a great start and I was a little bit flustered. And then I just had a small tip over and lost the rhythm of the track. So I was a bit disappointed on that, but still 1-3 for the overall, my second overall in a row. So I'm happy with that. I've gained 1 point in the championship, so it's not a lot, but anything is better than nothing. So I'll take the positives everywhere. My starts are on point lately, so yeah, I just need to keep this momentum rolling. I go back to Europe next week for another 3 weeks, and then I'll see you in Bloem. So yeah.
We'll change our focus now and move forward into the MX125s. There's been a big story on the season, multiple winners, and everything is still up for grabs in the championship. Coming into this round though, the Frost brothers showed great form in the slime of Pietermaritzburg, but we'll see how everything does turn around here in heat number 1 of the MX125s at Cape Town. The sand specialists will no doubt come to the fore. Justin Giroux, after losing 800 points in the second round of the championship, was out there running clear air, and he was joined by some hard charges. Valsecki was very much putting himself into the mix. Frost brothers, those to watch out for. Blake Frost on the 29 machine, he was running high in the top 3s in the overalls early on. And after problems and a bit of pressure from Valsecki, he started to fade backwards. That lifted all the pressure off the shoulders of the 444 of Tristan Giroux, leaving the rest of the top 10 spaced out evenly down the rest of the track. All the riders were trying to understand how the conditions were running, but it looked absolutely sublime. Cruz Martin was really battling to find himself and the character that he was last year, where he was really battling for the championships, but he was slowly figuring things out at the Cape Town track. No one looked better though than Trent Valsecki. He looked absolutely dialed the whole way through practice and qualifying, and he made mincemeat to close in on the gap after row early on. Here, hit the clear air and then run and hide. No one was going to get near Valsecki in heat number 1 as he hammered the nail on the competition, trying to extend those points in the championship. He was looking for his first overall of the season. MX125's heat number 2 down at Cape Town before everyone started to think about the big trip up to Bloemfontein. For now, everyone wanted to see what points they could get. The track was still looking great in heat number 2, and we had some new runners inside of the top 2. Kretzmann and Van went 1 and 2 early on, with Valsecki joining the party, trying to chase down his first big perfect score sheet of the season in the high school 125s. Kretzmann looked good in the early laps as well, but Valsecki had got through traffic nice and early. Importantly though, 4th place, and ahead of the traffic was his championship and race rival on the 444 on the factory KTM, and that was Tristan Giroux. It wasn't long until Valsecki came through, making mincemeat of the early running of Kretzmann and Van der Merwe. Importantly, got through with a little bit of time between himself and his championship rival. Although as soon as Tristan Giroux got through, all of a sudden we were put on to a great show, a masterclass of back and forth and confident moves and interesting line choices as well. Kretzmann found himself in trouble as he got closed down by Evan Frost and Riley Rocha. Those guys were all over each other, and that was an important one for the overall as well. Meanwhile, out front, 1 and 2 is where we went. Eventually, Valsecki got his nose ahead and extended his first double win of the season, and the man now to beat in the championship. Confirmation of Valsecki taking the perfect day ahead of De Rocha, Van der Merwe and Frosty. Roll on, Bloemfontein.
That was good. I mean, Cape Town, always a blast. It's one of my favorite venues, so already had a good vibe coming into it. I mean, I always enjoy this track, so yeah. Got really choppy at the end though. Yeah, first motor, got an okay start, I think 3rd place. Was surprising because I'm not usually too good off the concrete, but I mean, we made it work. Yeah, Tristan put up a really good fight in the first motor, but I managed to get past him and then make a little bit of a gap. And then second motor, same type of thing, and then he came up behind me and caught me off guard, and then, I mean, yeah, I just had to lock in and just concentrate, I guess, and then we made it happen.